So when people come to me and say, oh, Luke, you just got rich off of crypto. Brother, I don't give a fuck how I got rich. Do you hear me? I got rich and I got out. That's the goal.
Incoming message.
A lot of you guys have a lot of trust in the fiat system because you've been conditioned to trust the fiat system. When you look at the dollar bill and it says, in God we trust. Who's this God? Who is this God? It ain't the God of the Bible. I can tell you that for sure. You understand? The money is the God. So your trust is in the money and the God that they've created, that you worship, that you spend your entire life chasing. So when people come to me and say, oh, Luke, you just got rich off of crypto. Brother, I don't give a fuck how I got rich. Do you hear me? I got rich and I got out. That's the goal. So you need to develop skill sets that are inflation resistant. Your ability to sell. Your ability to create. Your ability to network. What do I mean by create? Create is being able to take two different things, and you can't technically create something, right? The word create comes from a term known as ex nihilo, which is something out of nothing. So technically we can't create anything. We just reform things, energy, right? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed. We know this is one of the laws of thermodynamics. So how do you take energy and reformat these things? Your ability to think critically and logically. Guys, ask yourself, why the fuck? Like, I know we have people from all over the world, but everybody has like constitutions, right? Everybody has their constitutions. Why the fuck has nobody taught you your Bill of Rights? Why do you think they didn't teach you the Constitution of the United States in the school? They didn't teach you these things. Why? Because they only taught you enough to make you feel like you're educated, but in fact, they led you astray. Because fucking studying the rocks and shit, sure, it may be cool for a few people, but for most people, it's not going to make a difference. Studying the clouds and studying all this stuff, like, okay, sure, it may be interesting for some of you guys. That's fine. But teach me how to balance a fucking checkbook. Teach me what the fuck are taxes. Some of you guys are in your 30s, in your late 20s. You've yet to sit down and read your Bill of Rights. So when people ask me, Luke, what are you reading? Dude, I'm reading the dictionary. I'm trying to understand what the terms and definitions are of things. I'm studying the Bill of Rights. I'm reading the Constitution. Oh, Luke, that's stupid. That's crazy. Sometimes you have to be crazy in a world that is extremely normal. The crazy ones are then in the future revered as geniuses. Leonardo da Vinci, at a given time, he was considered a freak, considered a genius by very few. But he famously said, Leonardo da Vinci famously said, to develop a complete mind, study the art of science and study the science of art. Learn how to see. Realize that everything connects to everything else. So when this genius says, to develop a complete mind, you need to realize that things connect to each other, and that what you do in a certain area of life applies to every other area of life. Why did nobody ever teach you about health? Who the fuck came up with the food pyramid, telling you that starches and grains were the most essential and healthy part of your diet, yet everybody here is dying? They told you that the was healthy. Now people are dying left, right, and center. I can't even mention it. I'll probably get blacklisted again. You understand? But I don't give a fuck anymore. So let's just be real. Anyways, the first thing is you need to develop inflation-proof skills. How do you network with people? How do you sell? How do you communicate? How do you perceive that which cannot be seen with the common eye? How do you develop a complete mind? A complete mind isn't only focused on money. You understand? If you're so one-dimensional, you're never going to win at life. The second thing is your network. Because the definition mastermind originated from this concept of uniting many minds together to form collectively a mastermind. A mastermind is multiple minds coming together and expressing opinions and points of view that potentially are contradictory to each other, that are opposing each other's views, that cause friction and stress, but that polish each other through consistent refinement. Iron sharpens iron, we know this. As I walked through the Parthenon in Greece last year, and the sun was setting on the ocean, and I could see the sun beaming through these pillars, these white, beautiful pillars. I just imagined the Stoics dialoguing, arguing about the intricacies of life. And I realized there's a new era that is upon us, the era of the digital Stoics, where you're no longer afraid to give your opinion, where you're no longer afraid to stand by truth, that you're okay messing up, that you understand that failure is just a construct of the system to keep you from trying, that if you surround yourself with winners, you will inevitably become a winner.